Hello and welcome. Today the topic is stencils. I'm not going to talk too loud because it's 5 a.m. and this is the game face. I was up at 3 this morning because, let's have a look. I did a stencil of, let me just show you the picture. Okay, so what I did was work from this picture. And this is a picture of Olivierr, which were shot on about a week ago. I painted it in the street, but I wasn't too keen on it, so I just thought I'd do it again as a stencil. I'm doing a 3-layer stencil, so I'm gonna have. And let me show you on Photoshop. Actually, this is the picture I've rendered on Photoshop. So zoom in a bit. So I'm gonna have. White is going to be one layer, grey is going to be a layer, and the black is going to be another layer. That's going to be 3 layers. Because, let's go over there. 1 second. Because I'm going to be working on some backgrounds like this. This is just the start. I mean, it's going to be a bit crazy. It's going to have loads of things going on. But because I've got something that is not white, I'm gonna have to do a white background. This is the one I did yesterday, but I'm not happy about it. I don't think it looks very good for 2 reasons. One, you can see through the chest, the face and all that, and I think it would be better if that was white. So I'll need another stencil for that, another layer for that, and also I thought the jagged edges would be cool, but I don't like it. I think I'm gonna do kind of a crazy background and something a bit more traditional, a bit more clean for the stencil itself. So I'm going to redo it. And I just thought, as I'm doing this, I might as well show you what I'm doing. Okay, so before I go into this, let's just go back into that. Okay. So sorry, hope I'm not making people sick. Right, so to get to this, what I did was I'll actually show you quickly how to do it. So you get your picture, you put it on Photoshop there, and then you just want to create different layers. Let me just put this a bit brighter. So then trying to hold it with one hand, didn't work with the other. So then you can do Ctrl J to create another layer. You want to create as many as possible. You don't want to work with the original because then it's always good to have an original there. Then you go to Image, then you go to Adjustments, Threshold, and that gives you a black and white opaque render, and then you can move this slider right there, and that gives you different values. So what you do is, the way I did it, I did say one about there, okay, and I use another layer, I did it again, threshold, move the slider to another place, okay, and then what I did was just went on the first one, E for erase, and then you just delete, you just erase certain things. So then that gives you, different values, and then you work on your layers that way. I'll let you figure it out. It's not difficult. It's pretty much down to what you like. Also the rubber, it's best if the hardness is all the way to the top, so it's not blurry. So you're kind of getting this. Okay, that stuff's a bit big. So you pretty much do it, as you'd like, and you can have as many layers as you like. I thought I'd go with 3, because that would work better for me. But obviously you can just add as many layers as you want. Okay, so once you've got this and you've saved it as your image, and you're getting this, then you can put it back onto Photoshop. What I've done is I've cut the sides so they would fit in A4 paper because my printer's A4, and most of your printers would probably be A4 as well. So then I made an image looking like this. So I've cropped the sides, and then I've put this image on Photoshop here. I've turned it sideways, and if you look at it there, if you look at the image, it's there. Now the reason I've done it that way is that's one page, so I printed that, then I've done another page there, printed it, another page there, I printed it, and I made sure it's all on the same line, so it's easier. And then I connected it all together, so that's one page, and another 1, 2, and 3 pages, and then connected it all together, and then I was ready to trace. So then, to trace the stencils, I've done this first layer, which I haven't cut yet. So all this grey is going to be, all this black is going to be grey, and this red, it's going to be black. I'll explain this. So all the main areas I've been traced in black, and then everything that's red, it's going to be the small detail, and I'll go over the top. So how I've done it is everything that's not white, whether it's grey or black, it's in here. Because if I was to zoom in on the boobs a bit, if I was to do grey here and then black as a different stencil, so if the grey was only this and not the middle part, then when I'm lining it up, it's quite difficult to line it up perfectly. So instead what I've done is this whole area is just one big area that's going to be grey. And then I'll do the black over the top, so then if it's not perfectly where it should be, we won't see it. So everything that you see here that's not black, that's not white, is there. And everything that's red is a small detail, which I'm cutting now. And I'll obviously pick up the camera when I'll be done with all the cutting. But what you're doing is you're either working off a white background or you're doing your own background, and then you're doing your first layer, which I haven't done in this one, the second layer, which would be the grey layer, and then your third one, which will be your black, or whatever color you choose. And over the top of mine, I'm gonna add the catch lights and all these little white bits, which will be a lot easier to add afterwards with a marker pen. I'm doing a series of 10, so that it's not going to take me that long to do. All right, so I'll finish cutting and I'll pick this up in a minute. Wow. Actually, I might as well show you a couple of things about cutting. These are the two things I'm using. I'm using a scalpel. I'm using a scalpel with 10A blades. I find these are really cool. I've used a few 11, which they're okay. I kind of prefer this one. And I've used some 15A, but not too keen on that. You can choose whatever. They come in all kinds of. They come in these packets, and you can get all kinds of different styles of blade. I really like this because after cutting for a while, your index finger just becomes like dead. But this, you don't hold it like a pen. You hold it more like, like a knife. And it's one-handed. It's going to be a bit difficult. You can apply a lot of pressure without really straining your index finger. I mean, this is a slow process. I don't really enjoy doing stencils, that's why you don't really see me do many. I like freehand because it's I find it a lot easier. It's just It's a lot more fun. But people have asked me for these, so I just thought, you know what, might as well do some. I wanted to do some prints, but doing it this way allows me to save on cost and selling them for a lot less than I would do some prints. So everybody wins. Cut the middleman. Cool. Right, so I've already cut most of the, well, all the face. I've just got the bra to do and the elbows. And I'll cut this one. And I'm keeping the easy part for last. Obviously, this is like some big area, so that's going to be a lot quicker. So I'm doing this. And once this is done, then I'll still have to do a white layer around everything. It's just going to be a very simple outline where I can paint my white, so then all the pink that you've seen is not going to show through. I don't, maybe I'll paint it in a way that maybe around here you can see it coming through. We'll see. Okay, I've made a little mistake, so I thought I'd point it out. So I've cut around the side there, so all of this is off. Then I realized I've got a lot to cut, and that's only going to be held by that point. And if I was doing one stencil, it'd be okay, but because I'm doing 10, that's going to tear and it's not going to work. So I'm going to put a bit of tape like I did there, one-handed. And then I'm just going to create something that isn't there. So in this case, you would say, right, let's just say we go like this. And even though all of this is black and it's going to be grey, I'm just going to pretend I'd want to get some white in there. Because otherwise the stencil is just going to be a bit too flimsy. It's like all of this, I'm leaving all of this because it needs to be strong enough to be held. Okay, so this is the look. So all of this, all of this that you see that is in blue is going to be white. So I might reduce this a bit, but then I've got this big anchor point in the thing, so that's kind of cool. Another thing as well, when you've got something here and you've messed it up, the best way to connect it back, actually, I'm just going to mess it up and then fix it so then you can see how I do it. Wait, sorry. Okay, I really need an assistant. Right, so doing it like that. Also, when you're doing this, it's easier to go close. Oh, sorry, that won't make sense. Forget it. Right, so I'm cutting this part out. Obviously, this is what you don't want to do, but I'm just doing a mistake, so then I'll show you how to correct it. Being a stencil, you want it to be one piece as much as possible. You can obviously have a few different pieces that you connect, but if you're going to do that in the street, or if you're going to do a few, it's just going to become complicated. Alright, so the eye was there, roughly, I think. Cool. So then, what you do is you stood up. Okay, so you take a bit of tape. Actually, yeah, that'd be okay. Okay, so that looks like it's in the right place. Put some tape on there. Okay, and then we'll turn this. Grab another piece and put it over the top, because I don't want it to be sticky, because when I'm going to be rolling it or transporting it in whatever way, that's just going to stick to the paper and it's going to tear. And because it's going to be quite a small piece, it's going to be flimsy. So then, now that I've got this, I'll just recut my thing. Obviously you don't want to do this, but this is a mistake that's being corrected. And even though this bar there is not supposed to be there, if you put things in the right places, your eyes will overlook all of this in the final piece. Put this in there. I'm going to divide it a bit so it's not too rigid. Just put a hole in there. Come on! It's me being patient. Okay, and that's how you fix it. I'm just going to cut this a bit more so it's got a bit more flow, it's not too straight. And that's it. So this is holding it in place and it's not going to be annoying. And if it really bothers me on the final piece, I'll just grab a bit of black and or grey, whatever, and then I'll just correct it. So at least it'll be standing in place. Okay, so after 3 hours of cutting, I've got my colors. I was going to go with white, but I think it's going to be a bit too sterile. I want a little bit of color. I'm going to go with that beige. I think it'll go nice with this pink. And I think I'm just going to leave it like this with the background. We'll see after. So we've got beige, grey and black. And these are the layers. So that's the layer, that's the beige layer, which is going to go all around her. That's the grey layer. And that's the black layer with all the detail. And this is what I'm going to be painting it on. Okay, so okay, so for this part I'll be needing both my hands. We're gonna start with this. This is a spray mount. It's a repositional glue adhesive, so it's it doesn't stick permanently. The trick is to make sure they all go in the right place. So what I've done is to match all of them so that they all fit this paper. So all I have to do is just line each layer on top of each one. But if you were to do this on the wall, you'd want to put little markers, like masking tape, for example. You do corners, so you do one here, one here, one here, one here. So you do 4, and then you line this corner with this. So then you know that each layer is going to be positioned where it needs to be. Quick one as well, I've just opened the window. For this, wear a mask, wear gloves, and if you do this in the street, make sure you got permission. I have to say that. Obviously what you do is what you do. Okay, grab a trusty Astro cap. Oh dear. Shake well. There we go. That's better. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dust it on top, but I want to keep some of this. I'm not going to fill it totally. I want to fill the outside. But of course you can just you don't even need this part. If you want to do a stencil without anything on the background, then you can just skip this step. There you go. So you can still see it a little bit. Where the arm is, that's going to be quite nice. Sweet! I like the difference. It's really like color, but with the white, it really shows up as a much darker color. It's nice, and I can see the pink at the back. You can see it here. It's cool. Okay. I'm gonna let this dry properly before I put the next layer. I decided to practice what I preach and wear my mask. I'm now going to use a heat gun to speed up the process, but you can use a hairdryer or patience, but I don't have a hairdryer and I don't have patience. Best thing to do is to put it on the maximum heat and setting and fan, and you keep moving so you don't burn anything. This layer has already got glue. Fixing it nice in the same place. This glue is a bit expensive, but it's worth every penny. Really, really good. The fact that it's repositionable and it's not too sticky, depending on how much you put. When you apply it, don't be too close, because then it would become permanent anyway, because if it becomes like a gel, then it sticks too long. But if you stay about this far, make it like a nice mist, it's cool. Actually, I didn't put enough, but whatever. It just lifts a bit, it just creates a bit of an effect. That won't be perfect, and it's exactly what I'm going for. I've actually got something I might use. It's a granite effect. Looks interesting. I don't know, maybe. Same with this one. I don't want to flood fill it. I want to just be peaky, just go in certain places. So by dusting it on, some places will be darker. Oh, this is cool.
Okay, and now the last layer. You want to paint sparingly, even though I want this one to be opaque and I'm using an Astro, I still want to be quite gentle, because if I go too crazy, all these edges are going to stop being sharp and the 10th print is going to be really blurry and not so nice. So it's best to go like this, rather than really thick. You see the edges are like, it's really glossy, this is like, it's best to put a few layers and just be like gentle. You ready for this? Bam! That's it, done! Wow, look at that. Okay, I'm pleased with this. Alright, all I have to do now is grab a little pen somewhere. Okay, all I have to do now is use a white marker to do the catch light in the eyes, sign it, and be done. I could do this as a separate stencil, but obviously it's a bit pointless. I'm supposed to just go like this. It's only 10 prints. I mean, if I was doing 100, I don't know, I'd probably still be doing it like this. It allows me to add a bit of free hand to the mix. Love free hand. There we go. And a bit more here there. My favourite part of the picture is all these little blonde hairs that you can see. I'm not going to do too much because I know myself, I will be there for hours and I ruin it again. I have to do it again. Stop, 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 stop. Go. Quick look, real quick. Bam! Really happy about this. Now I'm signing it. So this is number 1 of 10. If you're doing this, don't sign my name, sign your name. And there you go. It's gonna be in the shop this afternoon. By the time you watch this video, it's either gonna be out of stock or available to buy. I hope this was helpful. Let me know how you get on. Let me know what you want to see next on the next video, next Monday. Hello. Yeah, I hope this was good to you. Feel free to put a little comment, subscribe, like my channel. No, like the video, subscribe to the channel. And let me know what you want to hear about next, and I'll do a video. See you next Monday.